everyone. Welcome back to Hello Sunshine, the podcast where simple conversations brighten your day. I'm Jean.
And I'm Jimmy. Hey everyone, good to be back.
So today's topic is something almost everyone can relate to, whether you love it or not.
Let me guess. Monday mornings?
Close. Today we're talking about jobs and careers.
Oh, this is a good one. Everyone has opinions about this topic.
Exactly. And it's a great topic for English practice too, because you use it in interviews, small talk, emails, all kinds of situations.
Definitely. Even just saying what you do for a living is something a lot of learners get nervous about.
So let's start simple, Jimmy. What do you do?
Right now, I work in marketing, mostly content and social media stuff.
Do you enjoy it?
Most days, yeah. It's creative and no 2 days really look the same, which I like.
That's nice. I think a lot of people don't get that kind of variety in their jobs.
What about you? What's your job like?
I work in project management. Very structured, lots of planning, lots of meetings.
So basically the opposite of my chaotic creative world.
Pretty much. But honestly, I like structure. It makes me feel like I'm actually in control of my day.
That's a good phrase, actually. In control of my day. It means you feel like you can manage your time and tasks well, instead of things just happening to you.
Right. And that feeling matters a lot for job satisfaction, I think.
Speaking of that, is this a career you always wanted, or did you kind of fall into it?
Honestly, I kind of fell into it. I studied something completely different in university, then ended up in this field almost by accident.
That happens to so many people. I think fewer people end up in their planned career than we expect.
Fall into is a nice phrase here. It means you end up doing something without really planning it, almost by chance.
Right, like I fell into teaching, or I fell into this industry after a temporary job.
What about you? Was marketing always the plan?
Not at all. I actually studied psychology. I only got into marketing because a friend suggested I try it, and it just clicked.
Oh, that's interesting. Do you feel like psychology still helps you in this job?
Actually, yeah, more than I expected. Understanding how people think really helps with writing content that connects with people.
That's a great connection. Sometimes our background helps in ways we don't expect.
Let's talk about job hunting for a second, because that's a whole stressful chapter on its own.
Oh, don't remind me. Job hunting is exhausting.
What's the hardest part for you usually?
Probably waiting to hear back after an interview. That waiting period is brutal.
Brutal is such a good word for that feeling. It means something is really harsh or difficult to deal with.
Exactly. Like the waiting period was brutal, or the interview questions were brutal.
For me, the hardest part is actually getting my foot in the door in the first place, like just getting noticed among hundreds of applicants.
Get your foot in the door is such a useful phrase. It means getting an initial opportunity or chance to start, even a small one.
Right, like this internship helped me get my foot in the door in this industry.
Do you remember your first job? Like your very first one?
Oh, definitely. I worked at a coffee shop in high school. It was chaotic, but I learned a lot about handling pressure.
Coffee shops are basically a crash course in patience.
Completely. What was your first job?
I worked as a tutor for younger students. It taught me how to explain things clearly, which honestly still helps me today in meetings.
That's true. Skills from early jobs often stick with you longer than you'd expect.
Let's talk about something a lot of people struggle with: work-life balance.
This is a big one. I think almost everyone has an opinion here.
How do you personally handle it?
Honestly, not perfectly. I tend to work late sometimes when I'm deep into a project and I forget to take breaks.
That's a common pattern, actually. There's a phrase for that, too. Burn the midnight oil. It means working late into the night, usually to finish something important.
Yeah, I've definitely burned a lot of midnight oil this year.
Just don't burn yourself out completely.
Oh, that's another good one. Burned out. It means feeling completely exhausted, mentally and physically, usually from working too much without rest.
Right. And burnout is something more people are talking about openly now, which I think is a good thing.
Definitely. I actually hit a point of burnout a couple of years ago. It taught me to set clearer boundaries.
What kind of boundaries did you set?
Simple things, like not checking emails after a certain hour and actually taking my lunch break away from my desk.
Set boundaries is such a useful phrase for this topic. It means deciding on clear limits for what you will or won't do to protect your time or energy.
Exactly. It sounds simple, but it made a huge difference for me.
I think a lot of listeners can relate to that. It's easy to forget boundaries when work feels urgent all the time.
Let's talk about coworkers and bosses for a bit, since that's such a big part of any job.
Oh, this could be its own episode, honestly.
True. Have you ever had a really great boss? Like someone who really shaped how you work?
Yes, actually. My first manager was incredibly patient. She always gave constructive feedback instead of just criticizing.
Constructive feedback is a great phrase. It means feedback that's helpful and focused on improvement, not just pointing out mistakes.
Exactly. It's the difference between someone tearing your work apart and someone actually helping you grow.
I had a mentor early on too who really pushed me to network more.
Do you enjoy networking or does it feel forced to you?
Honestly, it used to feel really forced, standing around at events trying to make small talk with strangers.
That sounds exhausting.
It was at first, but over time I realized networking doesn't have to be big events. It can just be genuine conversations, even online.
That's a nice way to reframe it. Networking doesn't have to mean handing out business cards at a conference. It can be as simple as staying in touch with people in your field.
Exactly. Some of my best opportunities came from casual conversations, not formal networking events.
Let's talk about career changes too. Have you ever thought about switching industries completely?
Actually, yes. There was a point where I seriously considered going back to something closer to psychology, maybe counseling.
What stopped you, or what made you stay in marketing?
I think it was a mix of things. I realized I still love the creative side of marketing, and switching industries felt like starting from zero again.
Starting from zero is a strong phrase here. It means beginning again with no experience or progress in that new area.
Right, and that thought was honestly scary. But I also think it's okay if people do decide to start from zero in something new.
Definitely. I know a few people who completely changed careers later in life, and they don't regret it at all.
Do you ever think about switching careers?
Sometimes, yeah. Not because I dislike my job, but I do wonder about trying something more creative someday.
That's completely normal. I think a lot of people have that what-if feeling about their career.
That's true. The what-if feeling. It's basically wondering about a different path you didn't take or could take in the future.
Exactly. It doesn't mean you're unhappy. It just means you're curious about possibilities.
Let's talk about job interviews for a bit, since that's such a nerve-wracking topic for a lot of people.
Oh, interviews are rough. My palms get sweaty just thinking about them.
Nerve-wracking is such a good word for that feeling, something that makes you extremely nervous or anxious.
Definitely nerve-wracking. What's your best interview tip?
Preparation, honestly. Knowing a few solid examples from your own experience makes such a big difference.
Mine would be, it's okay to pause before answering. You don't have to rush your answer immediately.
That's such good advice. A short pause looks thoughtful, not weak.
Have you ever completely bombed an interview?
Oh, absolutely. Once I completely forgot the name of the company I was interviewing for, mid-sentence.
No way. What did you do?
I just laughed it off and said, wow, nerves are really getting to me today. And somehow that honesty helped.
Bombed an interview is a great phrase, actually. It means the interview went really badly.
Right. Like, I totally bombed that interview, even if it turns out fine in the end.
It's funny how the interviews we think we bombed sometimes turn into the jobs we actually get.
So true. You really can't predict it sometimes.
Let's shift a little and talk about job security, since that's something people think about more these days.
Yeah, especially with how much industries are changing right now, with new technology and everything.
Definitely. Do you ever worry about job security?
Sometimes, yeah, but I try to focus on staying adaptable instead of just worrying.
Adaptable is such a good word for today's job market. It means being able to adjust easily to new situations or changes. Right, and I think being adaptable is honestly more valuable than knowing just one narrow skill.
That's true. I try to keep learning new tools and skills, just so I don't feel stuck if things change.
That's such a healthy mindset. Growth over comfort, basically.
Okay, last big question before we wrap up. What's your dream job, realistically or not?
Honestly, something that combines creativity and helping people directly. Maybe something in education design.
That actually sounds like a perfect fit for you, based on everything you just said.
Maybe you're right. What about you?
Mine would probably be something with travel involved, like remote work from different countries.
That's called being a digital nomad, right? Someone who works remotely while traveling to different places?
Exactly that. Maybe one day.
Dream jobs are fun to imagine, even if they change over time.
Definitely. And honestly, jobs evolve so much. Today's dream job might look completely different in a few years anyway.
This was such a rich conversation. Careers really shape so much of our daily life and identity.
Definitely. And to our listeners, we'd love to hear what you do or what your dream job looks like.
Feel free to share your story with us. Maybe we'll talk about it in a future episode.
All right, I think that's a good place to stop for today.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Hello Sunshine. If today helped you learn something new, we'd love for you to share it with a friend who's also learning English.
And don't forget to check the description for today's vocabulary list and practice notes.
Until next time, keep smiling, keep speaking, and we'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.